For those of you that don't know, AI is changing the game, and if you haven't seen the newest release from OpenAI, you need to. So I know there's been a lot of people that are using AI, using ChatGPT. I use it on a daily basis with workflows, automations, you name it. But what I'm so excited about is the brand new release of the agent mode. If you aren't familiar with the agent mode, I actually have it running right now, and it's unbelievable. So imagine if you could actually have the knowledge of AI, except have the same type of action with AI as well, where it can know what to do and then go implement it. So if you have a pro account or you're a plus user, you're already familiar with this, you can now leverage the power of autonomous AI, I guess. Generative AI is here, obviously, but now we're actually able to get AI to do functions on a day-to-day basis, task it to do things, and it can go into its own window, go into its own browser, begin researching, clicking buttons, and you name it. And I know for those of you that are thinking, oh my gosh, it's gonna have all of our data. First of all, we've given all of these AI companies and major corporations most of our data, so that's number one. However, you actually have guardrails when going through this process, so you actually can see the screen, you can make sure it's logging in with your credentials because you're doing it, not AI, and it won't be having any of that input into it, and it just starts browsing. So let me show you my screen, what's currently going on. So if you see right now, this is actually my agent going through and actually building out an email template. It's been going at it for maybe a few minutes right now. I've given it an SOP, a standard operating procedure, a step-by-step walkthrough on how I make emails and email templates and how I actually do this across multiple sub-accounts for this specific use case. And as I can see, it's actually having problems dragging these specific sections onto it, but it's documenting what it's doing. It's documenting every single part of the process, and it continues to try over and over again. And it's unbelievable. So, what you're seeing here is what's called the agent mode. If you look at the bottom left, this is one of the new tools with OpenAI with their also agent mode with ChatGPT 5, but this is a newer rollout that came out, and we're now seeing, look, it's going back, and it's smart enough to not just continue banging its head on the wall. It's going to look for new ways to build out an email. So anyway, what you see with this agent mode is, number one, you can prompt, you can ask questions, you can have the same type of features that you had before within the AI model. However, now what you can do is you can actually build out these standard operating procedures, or you can build out action items that you want it to do, and in its own browser, it can then go on and build out whatever you ask of it. And you're going to be pretty shocked. At first, I was a little confused or maybe stuck in what are the use cases for me? How can I leverage this? What can I do for this, right? Like, how can I actually build this out? And what's been amazing is seeing other people on YouTube. I'll actually link one that blew me away, that really kickstarted this and made this real for me, and that I was actually able to make this possible. But here I am. Now I'm able to actually prompt AI to help build an email for me. And I actually want to tell it right now. I'm going to pop back here. It knows my parameters on what I want to send, so please be sure to mark this as a draft, as I do not want this sent just yet. What's really cool about this is we're also able to communicate with AI while it's going through this process. So I wanted to make sure, just in case for my own sake, to not push this entire email out on my behalf. I wanted to make sure to review it. It should be there in the SOP that I gave it, but just in case, I would hate for that to go out, because obviously if you saw it, that email is not what I want out. It wasn't designed, and I understand. I'm actually testing its limits to see what it can build. I saw earlier it had issues with dragging and dropping, and being able to add elements onto this email builder, so that could be a problem. But it does continue to go back and forth, testing out different ways, different questions to even ask, and it'll start Googling different things, finding different answers. It's unbelievable to see this thing go out on its own and do it. Earlier, I actually had it run through my email campaign. So yeah, earlier I was on a call, and it's funny, I even brought up what was going on my screen on the call because we were talking AI. But what's so nuts is the fact that I was having AI run through my advertising report. Hey, I want you to go through, see how many conversions happened in the past week with these specific campaigns. It immediately went through. It actually gave me the results of one campaign, and I looked at the response it gave me, but then I said, hey, can you go back and actually give me all of the campaign results? It compiled it, it gave it a breakdown of week by week, shared a screenshot of what it was referring to. Unbelievable. You know, I have been working with people all over the world, working with different virtual assistants, different companies, just overall different providers, right? To help build out infrastructures, campaigns, emails, ads, you name it. Been doing it for years. And what is so cool is I almost feel like I have a whole team of them, more than I ever have before, with something like this. Yes, this is brand new. Yes, there's some bugs. Yes, there's still some issues that need to be worked out on our end, as in how do we use this tool to the best of our abilities, and how do we give it the best knowledge in order to get the action that we want. However, this is just the beginning, and this is a bit scary, I would say. And the reason why is because you're now truly going to see people's roles, people's jobs be removed. And yes, that's scary. However, the thing is, if we do not increase our skills, we will not actually continue to have the same type of work as we have before. So that's really why I wanted to share this video, is because if you are not aware of what's going on in AI, you need to be, because it's actually going to be taking a lot of roles, a lot of responsibilities. And if you can learn how to leverage these tools for your use cases, for your day-to-day work, it's going to save you tremendously amount of time, efficiency, but it also could potentially save your position. And yes, that's crazy to say, but can you imagine whenever these tools are so dialed in and you have different softwares and people and developers who are building out AI agents to go around, click things, and do the task perfectly without flaw after several reiterations, of course, but without flaw, and it's going to do it to scale with the masses, and it's ran by computers. That is really where we're getting to. So for me, I'm looking at this as a potential avenue for me to build out agents, prompt it, ask it to do work while I'm doing other work, right? Hey, you know, I have my whole project management going on. I see some tasks that are urgent, but they're not very important, or they should be delegated or outsourced. And sure, I can find somebody to do that. But if it's something that agent mode can do, I'm going to offload it there. And what's great about it is I actually have some oversight. I have some visibility to what's going on to ensure that it's going on well. Sure, it may be distracting, but those are the things that I personally have to learn to see what is good to give, what is good not to give. But I share this with you because this rollout is insane. If you like this type of content, let me know. I love this. I'm always watching and researching and figuring out the newest tools and newest AI developments and everything from video creation to software. This is kind of my world. You know, me building out AI infrastructures and also marketing and sales models. Let me be an ear to the ground for you if that's something you would like. If so, let me know. Just shoot me a message, drop me a comment. I'd love to figure that out. But if this brought you value, please let me know. And yeah, get on agent mode.